First Amendment and find out there are a bunch of books available on it. So I think we need to do some real national civic education around that. And I think also individually in companies, I think because we have new generations of people coming into companies who may not be sensitive to these issues. And we've seen a number of news organizations have real conflicts within the organization over free speech and free press issues, that I think we need to have those discussions internally in the organizations as well. But I agree completely, and I have looked at those Times Mirror surveys, and I decided not to use them because it would be even more sobering than anything I told you about today.
But isn't there a difference though between like if you're looking for information that's local to you and you get information around your neighborhood and you know that's about your daily life, it's less controversial and people tend to, I've read some of the same statistics, they trust it more than when it's national news and it's about politics. So to Pat's question, how much of the trust or lack thereof when it has to do with national, the more that it has to do with politics, might also be a reflection of how divisive politics might be right now.
Oh, it is, definitely. That's why we get back to Dolly Madison inventing this idea of bipartisanship. But we're so divided now, it's very difficult to even interpret a lot of this against this backdrop of, you know, this hyper-polarized environment. So that very much is. Rick?
Maybe as a final question, you know, thinking about how the respect for free speech, especially free press, has declined, weakening of those values, and with free speech and press being the cornerstones of our democracy, what does all this bode for democracy?
I'm sorry.
What does this bode for our democracy?
Well, it doesn't bode very well. And again, I'm doing a little bit of a wake-up call, hopefully, that we really need to reflect upon this. And certainly because we are in a major election year, and again, this is not a partisan statement, it's really bipartisan, nonpartisan, if we value our democratic institutions, and clearly part of that is the electoral process, having fair and free elections is part of it. So I think media and communications companies and trade associations also have a role to play in terms of voter registration, voter turnout, early voting, all of the levers of democracy which really go hand in hand with free speech and free press.
Well, please join me in thanking our speakers. Place about the Madison project and learn a little bit more about it from that perspective. So I want to thank you all for being here today. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you to our steering committee.